How to add colour to Breastmilk Stones. Hi, I'm Nikki Lovegrove from Tree of Opals and Keepsake Supplies. Today you'll learn some advanced techniques for adding colour to cabochon stones. I'm using my client's breast milk, but you can add cremation ashes or ground dried umbilical cord or placenta instead if you prefer. To add a first curl, just follow my lock of hair stone tutorials, then use the colour techniques from this video. The breast milk is already preserved, dried and ground. You can learn to do this by watching my tutorial, Preserving Breast Milk Part 1. Everything I'm using is available on my website, keepsakesupplies.com. This is an 18 by 13mm oval stone mould and I'm using Padico Stardrop UV resin as always. The colours and additions I'm using are Orchid Purple Resin Sparkle, pre-mixed with UV resin, Lilac Purple Opalescent Flakes, Pearlescent Purple Sparkle Mix, Indigo Silver and Violet Silver Holographic Flakes, Amethyst Glass Coloured Crushed Glass for Resin, Purple, Red and Blue Alcohol Inks from the Padico UV Resin Dual Colour Set. Make milk resin by mixing some clear resin and breast milk powder on label backing paper, removing any bits of fluff. Add a little resin to the edge of the mould and use a cocktail stick to transfer some of the milk resin into it. Now mix some of the clear resin and the sparkle mix separately so it's not so densely pigmented, and transfer some alongside the milk resin in the mould. For stone 2, I'm adding a tiny spoonful of the opalescent flakes. Swirl both stones gently so the colour is focused around the edges, then cure for 99 seconds on a low heat setting or 60 seconds with a regular UV lamp. Repeat for the second layer with a little more milk resin, pigment and sparkles this time. In the third layer, you should be trying to achieve opacity, meaning you can no longer see light coming through the stones. Be careful not to add too much pigment or the light won't be able to penetrate. This is why we work in layers. When it's almost full, add a layer of clear resin to the back and cure a few times. Allow the stones to cool completely before you remove them from the mould. Meanwhile, mix up some more milk resin if you need to for the other stones, then prepare the colours for stones 3 and 4. You can make them all at the same time if you have extra moulds to save time. I'm making a pearlescent purple and a pastel purple, which is a mixture of the pearlescent and the orchid purple. Use the same method as you did with the first stones, working in layers to get a pretty swirl and good coverage. Stones 5 and 6 with the holographic flecks and the crushed glass, which I added just as I did the opalescent flakes in stone 2. 7 was purple alcohol ink and 8 was blue and red alcohol ink swirled together. I'll be doing a tutorial on alcohol inks soon and I lost the footage for these 4 stones. Make sure you dome the back of all the stones with clear resin, cure a few times and cool completely. Snip off the excess with some side cutting pliers or scissors, or you can just pick it off with your fingers if it's thin like this. I sent my client a photo of all 8 stones and she chose number 1 to be set in the crown point oval setting. Her main piece is a breastmilk stone with birthstones and floral elements, which I will show you in another tutorial soon. Thank you so much to my client Hannah for her permission to film. I have lots of videos showing you how to rub over the points of a crown setting like this, so please watch one for tips, but you can use a curved burnisher or even a teaspoon. Don't forget, I've linked all the supplies I'm using in the video description, or there's a link in my bio, or you can just go to keepsakesupplies.com. Now, relax and do some crafting.